everyone, Sheik here with another Transfer review, and today I'll be reviewing the Transformers Missing Link Ultra Magnus and his little companion Deer Stalker, which is a new character but based off of something with the original Diaclone toy. Anyway, without further ado, Ultra Magnus rolls really smoothly on some nice rubber tires with nice shiny chrome rims. Absolutely stunning. And he, of course, is a car carrier, so these doors can go down. And here is his little minion named Deerstalker. Anyway, this is the little car thing that I don't believe was originally released with the original G1 Ultra Magnus. I think it was just for Diaclone, and then they decided to include this with this release to, well, you know, to be more complete. And then they also made it a Transformer, which I think is really neat. And then he comes with a more outright Diaclone looking figure with metal. With a metal head and back, and then little metal dots on the feet. I think they're supposed to be magnetic for something. Might be more for the cab, because there's nothing on here on this part, and nothing on part in this little turret thing. It's a little man, so that's what that is. This is Ultra Magnus's gun. Has peg up here and a peg down here, but it's just solid white plastic. And then this right here, for vehicle mode, wouldn't normally be here. So, I mean, if you wanted to be more accurate, you would just pop this off and keep that off for vehicle mode, and then pop it on for robot mode, because this is an alternate piece to make him have a more natural looking waist. Although if you want more G1 accurate toy, you'd want to use the waist piece that is currently down here for the trailer hitch. Downside is that you cannot transform into Ultra Magnus with that there, which means that when those tabs start to go, well, you're not going to be able to use the trailer hitch. So that is my only major concern about Ultra Magnus. Other than that, I don't really have a whole lot of concerns about this figure. And there is one thing you can also do that it shows. It's like, I guess, a launcher platform to put like Silverbolt or one of the aerial bots on. Obviously, he is a car carrier, so you can put cars on top of here or in here. Honestly, it would look more like a normal car carrier if you take off the missile pods here and then take this cart thing off. The downside about the cart thing is that it's kind of tricky to get off without popping all this off. But now it looks more like a standard car carrier, as standard as it can look based on the colors and all that. But definitely would be able to hold more cars like this, and it looks, like I said, more natural, but as natural as it can in these colors. So I guess that'd be base car carrier configuration. And then this right here is a silly little thing that I think the G1 you could technically do it with. It's just the bottom part did not have the wheels. So you couldn't roll it around, but it's just a little mobile turret that you can also put this little Diaclone guy in. So there's two vehicles essentially. These missile pods, shoulder pods, have rotating pegs, because the part where they attach in robot mode, it's because of the way these shoulders plug together, they're staggered. So on the original toy, they're kind of, well, staggered. Like one was slightly higher than the other. Whereas with these, you can rotate it so that it is, so they're kind of in line with each other. Now this guy, transformation is very simple. Just rotate, fold down, snap into place, and then snap up, rotate around, rotate the head around, then that clips into place there. And on my copy, I mean, it's good that it's nice and stiff, but the it's still really stiff on this side, but it's so stiff that it kind of pops this whole thing out of alignment. But this little guy does have nice little elbow joints. Even if they had just given it like this, that'd still be really cool, at least for G1 styles. But this is missing Link, so that's really nice. Nothing at the wrists, but I think that's pretty cool. And then also, what I did not know immediately is that he does also have outward movement on there. No rotation, but I mean, for what it is, considering that it was not even originally a character, that's pretty cool. And you can also split the legs so that you can, I guess, have him somewhat split. But the downside is, since there is no bending here, just the way it's designed, you cannot bend the legs, so it is more statuesque. But hey, that is kind of the way G1 was, and it's a little bonus, which is pretty nice. And then there is kind of like a base configuration that you can do. I'm not going to really bother with it. I did get it in that configuration, so I'll put it down below right there so you guys can take a look at it. Alrighty, for Ultra Magnus, I mean, he's just standard missing Link Optimus Prime, and here we have old albino Optimus Prime in his robot mode. And he, like I said, he pretty much has the standard articulation for missing Link Optimus Prime. I mean, you do get the bend here, you get bend at the knee, you can get all that. Ankle tiltage, get a little bit of butterfly, but that's only backwards, but you know, arm rotation, bicep rotation, about not even bent at the elbow, wrist rotation, and his hands open up, and of course his head can rotate. He can also, I guess, technically move up and down a little bit, or not down really, but move up because of transformation. But I mean, that's, you know, transformation. Again, compared like with missing Link Optimus Prime, one of the problems is all this chrome. Just transforming him now got a bunch of fingerprints all over him. So yeah, just wipey. Definitely gonna be wiping him a lot until I'm done with this review. I would do a comparison with missing Link Optimus Prime, but my missing Link Optimus Prime is in his packaging because autographed by Peter Cullen, and I really don't want to mess with it more than I absolutely have to. But this is how they are together. Missing Link, like I said in my missing Link Optimus review, is ever so slightly taller than G1 Optimus Prime. But that's how these two guys look together. And I kind of am curious to test him out in the power armor, see if he'll fit. Obviously, if I do that, won't be able to do the leg articulation, but the leg articulation is kind of, well, you'll see. There is also another mode that you can do. It's sort of like Optimus Prime's repair bay, which I'm not really going to bother to show off. It's very simple. Like again, I'll put it down here below if you guys want to take a look at it. But it's essentially, if you see what it looks like, you can figure it out if you have this. Like, it's, even though it is missing Link, it is still essentially G1, just with a little extra steps. But you just rotate these back, push up, rotate down, push up, push up, push up, rotate the hands around. And I guess we can go ahead and put these on. So for this side, like I said, since it's staggered, this one's higher up. You don't do anything. And then for this one, you rotate this down and it plugs in on the lower part. And now they're at the same height. And then, oh yeah, and then flip these two panels in. And then, okay, so I'm just going to show off the articulation right now for the legs because it's a lot easier than with Ultra Magnus in there, or the cab, because it's very finicky. It's nice that they have it, but it's not the greatest. But essentially, go ahead and unsplit that so you can actually get some splay. That's about the extent of what you can realistically do with this, just because of the way it is. Like, I didn't even, but you can move the legs forward. Essentially, you can move the legs forward, and if you tab these in fully for robot mode, you can't do the bend at the knee, so that is a little bit annoying. But as far as like articulation, as far as the frame is concerned, this is about the extent of it. The downside with it, though, is that getting it to move without these things that are supposed to hold the legs in place, it's very tricky. But, and then let alone getting, and then on top of that, getting him to stand. Like I tried to kind of sort of get him to stand with any pose with his legs bent, and it just does not work. I think this is one of those things where you would have to get, I think in the instructions it does show a note where it's talking about like using a stand or something, so I think you could use a stand for this guy in robot mode, and I think that's kind of what the idea is that you'd have him on a stand and then you would have the legs posed. Other than that, you may as well just have him as the Brick Magnus, but or at least have his legs split and then ankle tiltage. I did not find, it took me a little while to figure out that he actually had ankle tiltage, and I was pleasantly surprised. Yeah, it took me a little bit to figure out the ankle tiltage part, and even with the ankle tiltage, all the wheels still roll, so you could still have him rolling around in robot mode. And that's really cool that they have two little wheels here, so that since they knew that you couldn't walk him, you could just roll him around. But I think most kids realistically probably would have just went duck, 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 duck to pretend he's walking. At least that's what I would have done. And now, since we're going to put in Magnus, or White Albino Optimus Prime, you can choose to either use toy accurate or more toon accurate. I am torn between it, but considering that this is more toy accurate, I should probably just set this one aside and put it in a storage baggie like I do for most of the extra accessories for characters I don't have all their accessories out, because it's nice to have accessories, but sometimes I think there's too many. I think this is a case where there isn't too many. And then the missiles right here, I think it's kind of nice that they have separate missiles, but the downside is like, what is the point of having them removable unless you're going to have them launch? But for the repair bay type thing, it does show them without the missiles in there, so I guess it's supposed to be like more of a repair tool thing rather than a rocket launcher. And I'm going to do one more thing before putting this thing back on, because well, Matrix stuff. Anyway, just need to get him partially back in the vehicle mode. I have him without his arms. So one thing, the difference between, I assume, like G1 and this one is that what you do differently is you rotate up, flip up, rotate up, flip up. And this is also different between Missing Link Optimus Prime. So if he can fit in there, well then obviously Missing Link Optimus Prime can fit in there. But for the articulation, no, it's not going to work out very well. But, oh, one thing I really need to point out, just so that everyone's aware, I'm not sure if there's a way to do this without causing any damage. But if you look closely on the bumper, there is a little bit of red transfer from the plastic or paint, because this part is die cast. Focus on here. Like, this part is die cast. Like, this set has quite a bit of die cast. I don't know if that was die cast on the original Ultra Magnus. I don't know, because they did update quite a bit to give articulation, all that. There is die cast on this guy, like right back there. So I was afraid that I was going to break it initially, but there is enough die cast on there where I think they knew it was going to be higher stress. But like I said, a little bit of red transfer there. You can see the little bit of the bare plastic underneath the chrome. And then there's a little bit of, you can see a little bit of the die cast where it's been scraped off. The paint has been scraped off, and a little bit of red. I don't know if this is a problem. Oh, wow. There's a little piece of red plastic in there. But I don't know if this is a problem with the G1 Ultra Magnus. I wouldn't be terribly surprised if that was the case. But I mean, it's a toy. I'm going to play with it at least a little bit and put it in display. So, I mean, obviously, if there's going to be some wear and tear, there's going to be some wear and tear. And one last thing to prep prep the trailer is to flip these out, flip out, and flip these out. And I just want to test this out. Alrighty, got him in this configuration. Let's see if he'll actually slide in here. He very well might not, but he very well might also. But we'll probably need to just, you know, get him. Okay, let's see. Ugh. Very well might not actually fit in here. As it's possible, quite possible that it's designed. Oh wait, nope, there it goes. There it goes somewhat. And then not really. Not really at all. So I guess they didn't make him somewhat, this Ultra Magnus somewhat backwards compatible with the original. So if you have the original albino Optimus Prime, I don't think he's gonna fit in there, just because the clearances are slightly different. Like I said, Missing Link Optimus Prime, and I guess by proxy Ultra Magnus, is ever so slightly bigger. So that's probably why, and it was shaped ever so slightly different. So here we are. And then another thing I don't like about putting this in here is that it's very hard to get him in here without pushing on the chrome for his legs. So it's like, you know, you're going to get some of that chrome fingerprinted. Like I said, you're gonna see me wiping a lot. There we are. And you also have to make sure that his legs are spread enough apart so that the tabs will go over properly. And these things, there's so many hinges on this, it's kind of hard to get them lined up. And one of the things that I did notice is that whenever you start articulating Ultra Magnus's legs, it always seems to pop these out of place. So it's like, it's kind of pointless to even have those to begin with. And Ultra Magnus's helmet. And the biggest gripe I have about this is that he has hollow eyes that you would think would be like they're meant to be lining up with his red eyes. But if you tilt it down, you can kind of sort of barely see his eyes. But it's like one of those things, like, why have holes? I mean, it's the G1 toy. The G1 toy was like that. So it's like G1 did a lot of weird stuff that didn't necessarily make sense. So they're just trying to recreate that faithfully. But it's like, why bother with it if you're not even going to be able to see the eyes? Just, I don't know, have solid eyes and have them painted some color, whether it be yellow or whatever color they wanted to do. Okay, so I don't know if this is a moment that everyone's been waiting for, but you can pop that panel down and then pop this panel open, and there we have the Matrix of Leadership in chrome plastic, which can, I would imagine, also go with him. If it will fit, I don't know if this thing. I could try putting this Matrix chamber in Optimus, because Optimus, I think, is more deserving of the Matrix than Ultra Magnus. I think it's still really cool considering that G1 Optimus Prime and G1 Ultra Magnus did not have a Matrix chamber, because the Matrix was made for the movie, so it was kind of like a new thing. So they weren't gonna make that. Oh, that's probably how I scraped the metal, was by opening this up with him in here. But yet the instructions show how that you can open up the Matrix chamber while he's combined. So I blame Takara. I blame Takara for that. Well, as much as I can anyway. And there you have Ultra Magnus in his very bricky robot mode. I don't know if the G1 Ultra Magnus had any side to side at all at the elbows. I would imagine he did have bend at the elbows and wrist rotation. And I guess head rotation, and that was probably it. I doubt he had any elbow rotation. So obviously improvements there, even if you were to say like, hey, his legs don't do anything, and he's just a brick down there. And then, of course, he can hold his gun. As far as proportions, I think the only thing that's kind of weird is that his arms seem very long for his body, so he does seem a little ape-like in that regard. But other than that, I think he looks really cool, especially if you think of him as wearing a power suit rather than his own character. So then it'd be like, okay, that's why the proportions are a little bit weird, because he's wearing a power suit, not because that's what he actually looks like. And this is what it looks like when you try to articulate, or at least split the legs with Ultra Magnus inside, or Albino Prime, whatever term you want to use. Yeah, so that's about it. Like I said, I pretty much showed off all the articulation. The only thing that's weird about my copy, I don't know if it's common on all of them, but the first ratchet, like now it's cooperating, but I usually have trouble getting it to go, say, all the way down like that. It's usually wants to stay like this. There, but I guess I just need to press further in the back. But yep, nice ratchets. Like, he feels very sturdy. He's very chonky, but in a good way. I think some of the best Transformers, at least from the G1 era, obviously modern day, I expect more from most modern designs, but some of the best Transformers are some of the brickiest, blockiest Transformers. And it's not because you love them for the robot mode necessarily. It is because of like their alt modes and bases and stuff like that. I would say for him, it still is robot mode. Just the idea, because he was like, this is before Power Master Optimus Prime or Jinrai. This was like, I think, the first idea of having a mecha in a mech suit or power armor or whatever you want to call it. I don't know if he's truly the first, but he's definitely the first Transformer to do this. And that's just really cool. So that's about it for Transformers Missing Link Ultra Magnus. He is a big, chunky, blocky guy, but absolutely amazing and super cool. I hope you liked this review, and you'd like to see more. Please click that like and subscribe button to see more. Until next time, have a good one, everyone.